Hello, now we are going to solve the sentence completion question type. Sentence completion question type is one of the important question type in the reading module. Let's see how to solve the sentence completion question type. Okay, so this is sentence completion question type. So this is the passage they have given. So if you observe the word count instructions, we need to focus on the word count instructions also. See, use no more than 3 words. So our answer should not exceed more than 3 words. Now, let's see the question number 1. Australia was originally founded as J. See, we have a question and we have a blank here. We have to understand that we need to find out the missing information for this sentence. For every sentence completion question type, we have to find out the missing information. So this is very crucial to find out the answer for the reading module sentence completion question type. Now, let's see the first question. Australia was originally founded as a. So we have to find out here, how was Australia originally founded? So how it was founded? So we want to find out that information now. Okay, Australia originally founded. Okay, these are the keywords we have. Okay, so it is important to find out the question requirement. The question is asking that how the Australia was originally founded. Now let's focus on the keywords now. So Australia keyword is here, something established word is mentioned. So established, founded, so these are the similar terminology words. Now let's focus on this sentence. European settlement of Australia began in 1788 when a British penal colony was established on the east coast. Okay, so in this sentence we got the answer, because if you understand the entire sentence, it was originally founded as a British penal colony. Okay, so how it was established? It was established as a British penal colony before it is called as Australia. Okay, so it was, Australia was, okay, established with a British penal colony. Okay, it was founded with a British penal colony. So the answer is British penal colony. So that is the answer for this first question. Coming to the second one, the major consideration in colonizing Australia was Britain's. So in this question, the question is asking about the major consideration to colonize Australia. So what is the major consideration? Let's focus on these keywords to find out the information. Major consideration, colonizing Australia, Britain's. So when I already mentioned that when we have countries names or else any particular nouns, we can directly search that information in the passage. So we have Britain's, Australia, these are the countries names we have. Okay, anyhow, major consideration, colonizing Australia, Britain. So all these are the important keywords. Now let's focus on those keywords to identify where is that information. Now go down. So if you observe here, so we got the answer in the first line, or else we can call it as first sentence also. So let's focus on the keywords. Australia word is mentioned here. So this particular sentence is not having the rest of the keywords, as well as it is not matching to the question. So we will go to the next paragraph. Okay, number of reasons contributed. So the word Britain is mentioned here. So this is the keyword we have. So colonize is also mentioned. Australia is also mentioned. Now let's read this. A number of reasons contributed Britain's decision to colonize Australia. So they mentioned number of reasons, but we are looking for the major consideration. We are looking for the major consideration, not the number of reasons. What is the major reason, or else what is the major consideration? Now let's come down. Let's come down. If you go to the next sentence, the most important reason or else the most important factor we have. Okay, so the major consideration or else the most important. So both the words are synonyms. They paraphrased here. So let's understand what is the major consideration. The most important factor was Britain's need to relieve its overcrowded prisons. So what is the major reason to colonize Australia? To relieve its overcrowded prisons. So to relieve its overcrowded prisons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We cannot give the 5 words. We have to restrict our answer within 3 words. Okay. So we can give its overcrowded prisons, or else we can give overcrowded prisons. Okay. So the major consideration in colonizing Australia was Britain's overcrowded prisons is the answer. So the answer for the second one is overcrowded prison. Okay. Now coming to the third one, it was thought that it is nothing but Britain. Okay, Britain was thought that dash could be gained that part of the world due to access provided via Australia. So here the question is saying that Britain thought to gain something by providing access to Australia. So now let's find out what the Britain want to gain by providing the access to Australia. Okay, let's find out the keywords here. Australia via provided access. Okay, world due to, or else we can see here gained. So these are the keywords we have in this question. Okay, now let's go to the next line of the second answer. So overcrowded prisons is the answer for the second one. Next line onwards we need to start searching for the third question information. So several incidents, overcrowded prisons, convinced government separate. No, in this paragraph we don't have the keywords. Now let's go to the third paragraph. Additionally, Australia strategic importance to Britain. Okay, so this is something which is closely to the question. Okay, additionally Australia was strategic important to Britain, so it is a strategic important to Britain. Now let's see what the Britain want to gain from the Australia, and it provided a base for the Royal Navy in the Eastern Sea. Okay, also Australia could be used as an entry point. Okay, so access. Okay, so here they thought to provide the access to Australia, or else like an entry point to Australia. Okay, by providing an entry point to Australia, and then they thought to gain economic opportunities. What they want to gain? They want to gain the economic opportunities by providing an entry point to Australia. Okay, so Australia could be used as an entry point to the economic opportunities. So the answer for this third question is economic opportunities. So Britain thought to gain the economic opportunities from the Australia by providing entry point to Australia. So Britain thought to gain the economic opportunities. So that is the answer. Now coming to the fourth one, Lord Sydney took every factor into account when he gave official permission for the blank of Australia. So we should understand that Lord Sydney took every factor and he gave official permission. So what are the factors he took, and what is the reason for giving official permission for Australia? Okay, what is the reason? We have to find out what is the reason for giving the official permission for Australia. Now let's see. Lord Sydney, it's a name. We won't get any synonym for a name. Okay, so we can easily search for this information. Every factor into account, official permission, Australia. So these are the keywords. Now let's come down. We got the answer in this sentence. Now let's go to the next sentence onwards. All these points figured. Okay, so these words are matching to this particular sentence. Lord Sydney took every factor into account. Every factor into account. Okay, all these points figured. So it is closely resembled to that sentence. Okay, so all these points figured in the decision by Lord Sydney. Keyword is also mentioned. Lord Sydney keyword is also mentioned. Secretary of State of Home Affairs, okay, to authorize, okay, authorize for permission. Okay, so to authorize the colonization. So Lord Sydney took every factor into account and gave official authorization, official permission to colonize the Australia. So the answer is colonization. Okay, so he gave the official permission for the colonization of Australia. So the answer is colonization. Okay, so that is the answer for the fourth question. And now if you come to the fifth question, Botany Bay was abandoned by settlers due to lack of cover and something blank. Okay, here we have Botany Bay, abandoned, settlers, lack of cover, and try to understand this information. Botany Bay was abandoned. Abandoned means left or else denied. Okay, so that is the meaning of abandoned here. So he was abandoned by the local settlers due to lack of cover. So lack of cover means something which is not covered properly, or else something which is not having proper cover. Okay, and I would like to say one important thing. When we have the word A and D and you have a blank after A and D end or else before A and D end, you should focus and you can get your answer easily. Because if you focus the information on A and D end, and if you have the information before A and D end, you just try to identify what is this information. Here we have lack of cover. If you identify this information, then the next information you can easily identify as your answer. Sometimes the blank will be before A and D end. Sometimes the blank will be after A and D end. You need to focus on the information before A and D end, or else you need to focus on the information after A and D end to get your answer quickly. Okay, this is one of the important tip or else strategy to get your answer for any question. If you have a word A and D end and a blank before or else blank after, okay, so you can get your answer easily. Now let's see. Botany Bay, abandoned, settlers, lack of cover, and these are the keywords now. Let's find out in this fourth paragraph. Botany Bay was mentioned here. Okay, now let's read this. He successfully landed a full fleet at Botany Bay on Jan 18th, 1788. Okay, in this sentence we don't have much information about the question. However, they left, see left, as I mentioned, abandoned means left. Okay, so they left. So who are they? Local settlers. They left the bay 8 days later because of openness. See, openness means lack of cover, something which is not covered properly, that means open. Okay, and the answer is poor soil, because as I said, when you have the blank before or else after A and D and we can get the information. If you identify the information before A and D and you see openness is the before information for A and D end. We need to concentrate on the next information of A and D end. So the next information is poor soil. Okay, so the answer is openness and poor soil. Okay, so the answer is openness and poor soil. Poor soil is the answer for this question.